too, man. Let me grab.
Y'all over here battling over Kool-Aid.
Bro, Chris Wildin, man. Black cherry Kool-Aid. It's the best Kool-Aid ever.
I was still drinking Kool-Aid. Y'all ain't had no crunchy time, no Tang. Come on, man.
Bro, ain't no one's doing the Tang, dude.
I drank.
Hey, that Tang was the ish though, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Tang,
yeah.
He ain't cultured.
Tang is overrated, bro. I hate
He's
it.
coming from the black cherry Kool-Aid, gosh.
That's what I'm saying.
That statement from you.
You're probably drinking Sunny D over Tang.
You know what? I
that
would.
little funny aftertaste.
I would, but
Yeah.
Sunny D was trash too. Give me some real orange juice, please. So
Real orange juice back in the day was that
yeah.
from concentrate.
yeah,
Let's tell the truth.
Yes.
Tropicana, bro. Give me that.
Minute Maid.
Tropicana, yep.
So, but nah, man. Let me know when y'all ready, man. I'm ready to go. When
I'm
y'all
ready.
ready to go, man. All right, cool.
Kurt
Alabama, you ready?
Let's do it, baby.
Cool.
Let's do it.
All right, guys. Welcome everybody to another episode of the Warmup. I'm here with the guys as per usual. It's me, Chris's Truth. Got Kev RL, ES the N, and Alibi. Say what's up to the YouTube crowd, guys.
What's up, everybody?
What it do?
Cool. And if this is your first time watching and rocking with us, please make sure to subscribe and like if you like what you see. Follow the social medias. We do have a Facebook one that should be coming up live in a couple of days, if not already. What else? Tell a friend and tell a friend. If you have any suggestions, again, use the social media platforms to hit us up and tell us what you would like for us to talk about. All right, so with that said, let's get right into it, man. Let's deviate back to what we talked about last week with Kevin Durant and Michael Rappaport. We kind of have a small follow-up that some of the guys wanted to kind of address because, you know, Michael Rappaport came out and he said some things that made his side of the story not look so clean. So which one of you guys want to talk about that? ES?
I could touch on it a little. I know Kurt was talking about some of the things that might have been said on the podcast. But I listened to it, and you know, he was over here talking towards the end, talking about breaking his jaw, and you know, we were all kind of talking about, you know, how the remarks on that KD made were kind of homophobic and, you know, out of place. But the man went on like 5, 10, 15 minutes talking about KD being on his period and all kind of, you know, negative connotations that today's age we just don't, you know, use that kind of language. Or we don't, it's not as
tolerable,
not as palatable and tolerable, and we move past that. So for him to be here simultaneously trying to play the victim and you know, engage in, you know, what KD said is the kind of banter that they always engage in, it kind of gives more credence to KD's argument. I still think they're both, it's kind of a situation where they're both using toxic language and probably need to do better as adults, but I just didn't like how Michael Rappaport came off. It seems like somebody who would do anything to get attention or kind of bait somebody, and he knows that KD's the bigger platform and that he was going to get fined and get all this heat where he can just go back and do his podcast and, you know, just kind of undermine and you know, I don't know. I don't like to see people come in and instigate with our culture like that and try and get people in trouble, knowing that 9 times out of 10 people in our culture get more punished than people of others. So I didn't think it was cool.
Cool. Alibi, you got something you want to speak
Yeah,
on?
so during the last show, man, I was trying to be objective. You know, people were gunning for Michael Rappaport, right? Saying, yo, why'd you snitch by that? Comments were hard, man. So like Red said, I listened to the podcast, and, you know, we talked about it after. KD really didn't say anything about the man's wife.
Yeah.
He said something about him.
Yeah.
Right?
Say your wife is tight because you spending money on lawyers.
That's not talking about your wife, right?
Yeah.
That's not demeaning the wife. My thing is, Mike, yo, pick a struggle, man. Because on the podcast, you a tough guy. You're gonna break KD's jaw. Can you reach his jaw? The dude is like 20 feet tall. Yeah. Can you reach his jaw, first of all? Yeah. You big bad on the podcast, but you know, with your boys, whoever's in the little studio that he has, right? All this. And then you flip it and you go on what's the not first take Fox?
Undisputed.
Undisputed. I like Undisputed. I don't want to disrespect Undisputed. I like Undisputed.
That was disrespectful.
It came off that way, man. But I like Undisputed. So then he's on there, and thanks to Reg for sharing that in the Slack. And he's crying, he's talking about he can't go to the coffee shop anymore because they're like, not today, cupcake. And he can't go to the dog park because nobody's playing with his dog Weezer. So like, if you're gonna be a tough guy, stick to that struggle and roll with the punches that come with it.
Yeah.
Don't try to switch it up to try to get sympathy from people when you just say you can break this man's jaw and you talking about period juice and all this stuff, man. Yeah. Pick a struggle. Which wrong do you want to be?
Yeah. But even with that video, I checked on it later, and that was just him. Like right after that, he was just kind of that was him playing into the fact that people were calling him out as a rat. Like he wasn't really sad; he was trolling. But still,
so it wasn't a legit.
No, it wasn't. He wasn't really crying or whatever. Okay. But even still, that just proves my point that he's just playing around for attention, playing into these things to try and when the other guy's gonna get in trouble and you're not. And he wants to say, "Oh, I'm not a rat," but that's what informants do. They don't talk about all the crimes they're committing. It's like, "Oh, he did this and that and that," and you don't see the other side of what was going on there. So,
in that case, man, I just think he's a dick. That's what he is.
Exactly.
So if that's the case, then I take back my argument. I didn't know it was trolling because it was just the tail end of the clip.
Yeah,
he's being a dick. He's being him. KD knew what he was messing with.
So yeah, man, let's move on to some bigger and better and more recent and more pertinent news. Paul Pierce, this guy was doing the most on the IG Live. He was involved in some adult situations, right? Got his guys doing a little bit of smoking, indulging in like recreational activities, and of course, because he's on IG Live and he's Paul Pierce and he has these said activities happening in the background. The live went viral, to say the least, man. And of course, within 48 hours, ESPN was just like, nah, son, and relieved him of his duties. And now he don't really have a job. He don't have a company to work for now. Guys, what y'all think about this, man? Is this an example of when keeping it real goes wrong?
They said they party ways.
Well, it was a unidirectional conversation, but they parted ways.
Anybody you want to start on this one? Y'all want me to go first?
Go ahead, man.
I mean, answer the question.
I don't know. I saw this at first and I was just kind of like, damn, why did they fire him? I didn't think it was that deep. But then I started thinking, let my mind churn about like their perspective on things and, taking it from different angles. And I was just like, I don't know, like with everything that we're doing with the players and different protocols they can and can't observe. I think they tape live in person to have, different gatherings of people, especially with people who are like pretty high risk in terms of contact. And I don't think there was masks going on. So I could see why the company, to keep the set safe, might have made that decision to feel like somebody's being a little bit reckless with their coworkers' safety with COVID going on. I don't know exactly what went into the decision to fire him, but when I started thinking about certain things, I was like, oh, okay. And I think one of his homeboys, it always gonna be one of your homeboys, was out there talking about, hey man, where Rachel Nichols at? Like that's kind of out of pocket.
That wasn't one of his homeboys though. Like that was misinterpreted. As far as the story that I read, it was the people who were posting on his IG live that said it, and he didn't even comment or acknowledge it.
I feel like I heard somebody in the room say it. I didn't hear Paul Pierce say it. I thought I heard somebody in the room say, hey, where Rachel Nichols at? Based on Boston.com, their article that they wrote on it, they said it was an IG live viewer that in the comments said something, mentioned Rachel Nichols. Oh, it wasn't the one of the people at the gathering.
Maybe there was both. Maybe I'm reading a different instance of Rachel.
I know for sure it wasn't no Paul Pierce saying that, but I just felt
definitely
like it was not. I know that for a fact, but I thought it was somebody in the room, and that just kind of makes it like, okay, what kind of conversations you having with me?
I watched the video. I didn't hear it myself. I thought maybe I missed it because it was like 13, 14 minutes.
So we gonna throw that allegedly on there then.
I think it's alleged.
I wouldn't be surprised though, because we all got that friend.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, if you got something, man.
I mean, it's just that you brought up COVID because I wouldn't think that they would go and fire him for something like that, given his notoriety and the role that he plays.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see a slap on the wrist, maybe a suspension.
A suspension, yeah.
Yeah, but to say that, hey, we're done with you, I felt it was more coming from the perspective of Disney being the parent company and the imagery. Mm-hmm. And I think it boiled down to just that simpleness, because at the end of the day, like Chris the Truth mentioned, is just regular guy doing some regular recreational stuff that I'm sure a lot of other people are doing, especially in the state of California.
Yep.
And yeah, it's just, it don't fit the image of what this company puts out there. And all of us are held to that standard to some degree based on who you work for. You represent the company to some extent. Maybe that's not how we want it to be, but it is how it is.
Cool. Gotcha. Feel you. Alibi. What's your alibi? He didn't do it. It wasn't him.
Hey, it might not have been.
Here's my alibi. Look, it's just my Instagram. You know what I'm saying? And that my Instagram. And what I do does not represent the network or anything about ESPN. I feel like, look, man, Paul Pierce is a smart dude, even though some of his sports takes may speak otherwise. So I forgot the one he had about D Wade. I think he said he was a better closer than D Wade or something like that. Anyways, Paul,
we could debate about that next.
We could debate about it. My thing is this, man. Paul, he can read, smart cat. Like you guys say, he's working for Disney. There's a morality clause in their contracts, man. Look, everything ain't for everybody. If you're doing that out in your house or wherever he was at in LA, wherever all that stuff was happening at, why go live with it? You work for Disney, you know? The COVID thing is a thing, you know. I guess he should have had them masked up or whatever. I also read they had marijuana in there, and I know Disney still has this, you know, protected image and all that stuff, man. Funny thing, I was talking to one of my friends, and she was saying that she doesn't really mess with Disney. I said, well, why? And she was like, she said, Disney is a racist company. I said, well, why you say that? She said, Disney, they only had like what, one black princess. And she said, they don't have any like LGBTQ, anybody representing the community in any Disney characters. I think they just started doing that recently. Maybe one or two, I don't know, but none of the old stuff. And she said, Disney's a rigid company. It takes them a long time to adapt to reality. So with that, Paul, you know who you're working for, man.
And a lot of people had criticism that even the Black Princess, she was a fraud once in the movie.
I was gonna drop that, man. I was waiting for the entry point. I was like,
she
barely even was represented in the picture, in the motion picture. It was barely represented. It was like, man, funny.
There you go. So Paul knew who he was working for, man. Why do the IG Live? Like, people get in trouble for social media all the time, bro. I repeat the same process. I don't get it. That's my take.
But they did also fire that lady from The Mandalorian on the other end of the spectrum.
Oh yes, they did, for talking about Jews or something, or I think
she was comparing being a Trump supporter to being like a
Holocaust survivor or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but she's also been doing it. Like, that wasn't her first transgression.
Offense. So I think they just try to play the safe. Play
the safe angle. So I look, you know what? I'm gonna say it like this, Paul. Like you said, alibi. He knew he was working for. Hey man, don't mess up the bag. You could have just, hey, everyone who come in, let me get your phone, put in the bag. When you leave, you get your phone upon return. We can wild out. That's what everyone else does.
That's how we drop it.
So I don't disagree with Disney for leveraging that action if they want to maintain that image. But let me ask this other question though. Like, let's expand this, right? So we just talked about, like, we know Disney is a company. They have the right to terminate, just like you have the right to work there or leave whenever you want to. But do we think that employers kind of get a little overreactive when employees who are off the clock, who are doing legal entertainment and recreational things, that's not offensive, it's not, whatever, are we asking too much? Are employers asking too much for their employees to stay like very laced up, buttoned up, 24/7. And I speak this when I say this, I'm thinking about like teachers who get fired for having bikini on their Facebook page because they went on vacation. You know,
the doctors.
Doctors.
That's a little overreacted.
Yeah. But that's where the source is coming from. But I mean, I'm kind of taking it here because Paul Pierce is doing his own thing, his private time on his IG Live. I understand he's a public figure as well, but
I think you bring up good points for a teacher. I could just see maybe that could be somewhat of a distraction in the classroom or whatever. Maybe like I don't know, whatever they're doing. The doctor. No, but I'm saying like if you like think about that teacher you might have had a crush on. If you had that picture, would you be thinking about math? I don't know. That one is a little bit whatever. That's more of a nuance. I don't think so. I think their private life should be their private lives. Teachers work hard. They do their thing, and most of them keep it appropriate with kids. So, well, why can't you be in the bikini? If I think about doctors, are you doing doctor stuff? Are you seeing patients? Are they coming back healthy? I think that's the important one. Yeah. I think specifically with what Paul Pierce is going on, some of it is his sports knowledge, but also a lot of it is brand partnership.
And we say sports knowledge together with him.
I mean, he, as being somebody who played in the NBA for all those years,
experiential.
Like,
he has experience.
That's what I'm saying. That's knowledge.
Experiential knowledge.
Come on, man, quit shooting down all his knowledge.
His takes were kind of.
His takes are.
You can be knowledgeable and still have bad takes. Like
that's Charles Barkley. You like Charles Barkley takes?
Yeah, Charles Barkley.
He's entertaining.
Somebody
Chris was entertaining.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I would say there is, I think that's more of a brand partnership, and business makes sense when business makes sense. And if your brands don't align anymore, then the business doesn't make sense. So I can see why they put clauses like if you have an immoral, like it's not oh my god, I'm struggling with this word. Illegality clause.
Okay.
It's more of an immorality clause, like for behavior that they might think is immoral, that they might think might not make business sense for them. That's why they write these things into their contracts, so they could do things.
Okay, all right, look at you, man.
So I will support any teacher that want to be in a bikini, be on IG, be Instagramming and all that stuff. I don't think they should get policed so heavy. I do see why, like, it might be an awkward conversation, but these might be conversations that we need to have. Yeah, teachers got to live their lives.
Okay, true. All right, man. Anyone else got anything they want to sound off on about this?
I second that. I second almost everything ESPN just said, because, like you said, as a brand, I don't think the company is doing it because they necessarily want to control your life or that situation. But it's like, if you work for them and then your brand get messed up and they take the hit for it, that's business sense, like you said. If it don't make business sense, like it's gonna be a problem. So I think it's all about business at the end of the day. So it's not personal, and it's not that they're trying to get up into your personal life, but it's like, if you work for us, especially in Paul Pierce's position, is a very public figure. I mean, I know most of us are held by similar standards. We have moral clauses in our day-to-days. So to even be someone that's out there being seen, I could see where it would be even a higher standard. For teachers and going on the beach, that's like, come on, man, like I'm just on the beach. Trying to swim or whatever the case may be. So it's like, that one is a little iffy. That definitely, I think you're overreacting. You're getting a little bit too personal with my life and what I'm doing.
Okay, all right.
I mean, ESPN, because it makes me think about
ESPN.
Yeah.
Well, he might be talking about the company. He might be talking about the company.
Yeah, I think I like what y'all said, and I like the bottom line things. I'm thinking about ESPN with the losing ratings. Part of that's due to people cutting cords and switching to streaming services, and Disney was late coming out with theirs. But I go back to Sports Center on the 6 with
with Michael Smith and Jamel Hill.
Yeah, right. I love them in his or her. And when they both started, calling out Trump, man, ESPN got a little worried. They tried to keep him for a minute, but then the massive viewers was like, hey, if you keep them on, we're not going to watch your network anymore. Right. That was part of it. In addition to cord cutting, it was a confluence of things. Then I think Skipper, I forget his first, the dude that
Skip
head
Bayless.
ESPN.
Oh,
No. The head at ESPN was Skipper something. And he left. So that all the culture
all the
changed,
protection,
right? Yeah. So now they're trying to tread lightly. They don't want to lose anybody else, offend anybody else, like you said. So I think it's a balancing act, man. Like companies have to appease their customer base, whoever they are, to get that bottom line to pay for everything. At the same time, employees should have some freedoms. But when you work for certain companies, you got to realize it comes with a responsibility. So kind of like to what Reg said, okay, let's say teachers are doing their thing in bikinis. Nobody said you can't rock a bikini. But if you put it on social media and your students see it, you got to deal with that, whatever that outcome is. You know what I'm saying? A kid might not be able to control his little hormones and get all excited, and who knows what comes from that, right?
I got a question.
But I feel like that could be a teaching moment. I'll let you finish, Kev. Go ahead. My bad.
This is a quick question. Are students on teachers' social media accounts? Is that a normal?
I don't know if it's normal.
They shouldn't be, but I could see you Google your teacher's name, maybe a social media account comes up.
But wouldn't it be like two separate accounts, like maybe like the one that you just they're rocking with your personal life, and the one that you maybe want your students?
But maybe if they want to, but some people are, maybe they don't have that layer of like maybe some teachers, because of the atmosphere they're in, they might feel that way. But like you going to the beach and being in a bikini, that's appropriate wear to go to the beach.
It's appropriate wear.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking about those kind of subtle situations of like, why are you even on my account watching what I'm doing?
Yeah.
True, you're right.
That's why I feel like it's just a teachable moment all around, because like online presence, like should you be Googling your teacher and be following her IG? Is that appropriate on the child's behalf? The child is eventually, as a young man or a woman or whatever, going to need to learn how to control their hormones anyways. Even if there wasn't, bikini pics, you still might feel certain kind of ways as you're coming up into the world about how your teacher looks. So it's a teachable moment. Like you just got to figure it out.
And I think it also goes back to like, then, you're trying to control what women could wear. A woman now go outside in the short skirt and just enjoy the short skirt without guys gawking. It's complicated, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You on mute, Kev.
My bad. I was just saying, it's complicated. I wasn't even going to go into it. I was just more saying to myself, I want to hear Chris the truth on this one, because I know.
Oh yeah. No, look, man. I get all that, the whole branding and stuff. And I think to some degree, I think everything that you guys said was right. Like, if it affects the bottom line, cut that out. Like, hey, we know that's going to detract from, us being able to generate revenue, or it's going to be a potential hit. As far as a person doing whatever they want to do in their private time, look, I personally, I look at companies with our contract with them, and if whatever the contract is. Look, you pay me for my time, that's cool. When I'm not on your time, I can do whatever I want to, as long as, again, it's not illegal or totally doing obscene or offensive things that's offensive to the general masses, right? What Paul Pierce did, I don't think that would have been grounds for termination. Definitely suspension, because we've seen people get away with doing work, like Stephen A, for example, called, it sounded like he said the N-word, for example. In one, like he was stumbling over his words, trying to say something, and that's kind of how it sounded as he was jumbled up. It's like very mushmouth. But he said he didn't say it. That's fine. They still suspended him, right?
Really? Wow.
Yeah. You can look it up. So they suspended him for like a week or two or something like that. That's fine. Take the suspension hit. And he said, yeah, I own it. Like I was on the network. That's what they said I said, or that's what they perceive. I'll take the hit, like whatever.
Yeah.
Because I thought Russell Westbrook said something. When I went back and heard, it was not what I thought I heard.
Yeah. So
sometimes.
So I remember that happening. I want to say like that was happening back in 2015 or so, something like that.
Oh, that's crazy.
so I think there's things that they can do to levy against you if they don't like something that you did or whatever. But still, even with that said, like I don't know what Paul Pierce was doing. I don't know where he was at. If he was in LA, I don't know what state he was in.
He was in, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where he was at.
He was in Cali though.
But last I checked,
No snitching.
last I checked,
I don't know where he was.
last I checked,
What video?
smoking. What was it, marijuana or was it cigar?
Well, you can't. I don't think you could tell what anybody's smoking through a video. Man.
Yeah, smoking
honest.
seems, from a general sense,
Allegedly.
smoking is generally legal. We could just say legal because we don't know what's inside of it, but like obviously contents matter and state matters. Having live entertainment is not illegal. Playing poker with your friends is not illegal. Now one can argue, oh, well, the COVID argument. Small gatherings, I don't know how many people were in there, but if I assume it wasn't more than 8 people.
It was more than 8 people.
It was more than 8 people. All right, well,
And then I didn't see any
But
masks.
you're right. It
either.
wasn't a large.
Yeah.
I didn't see masks either. So
Yeah.
No,
that
it
was
definitely
another.
had no mask on. They had
So-
no mask.
So even with all that said, right? If he just, maybe it was a COVID concern, put him on suspension, make him sit at home 14 days or whatever, quarantine, whatever. Make sure he get. But I think in that case, or even in the case of a teacher going, on vacation and being in a bathing suit, or even if it was a guy wearing trunks with no top on, no tank top or nothing, or a doctor or whoever, like I think we had to allow for people to live their lives, because their lives, that's part of them doing what makes them happy. And I think we want to kind of be more cognizant. Companies want to be more cognizant of making sure they don't overstep that boundary to try to mitigate and control what all their employees do. I think that opens a larger discussion about what is allowed and stuff.
Who's that message for though? That message of let employees be a little bit free, because I think if people were free and nobody came back and said, I'm gonna drop you because and whoever investors and all these other things coming back saying, what's going on? Like I feel like if they didn't say anything, I don't think anybody would have made any moves.
Yeah, I think sometimes.
I think the moves are reactive.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's the consumer. I think is what Kev's getting at is a great point. Yeah. I think sometimes people are like, well, I got a job that ain't paying me $1 million a year. So if you're getting paid $1 million a year, the least you could do is not, be on camera doing this, that, and the third. Yeah. So then they be outraged.
Being on camera.
Yeah.
And I agree.
This article said, right? This article said, I'm gonna quote it. It says, frankly, it's a wonder it took 3 days. It's a mild upset that he was still employed at the company by the time he posted good morning on his Twitter feed at 8 p.m. they were surprised. Like that's how, like, they were like, obviously fire this dude. Like what? But it was that obvious to them that they should have done it.
Yeah.
So here's my question to that. It kind of goes deeper into what Chris was saying, man. How do you guys feel about cancel culture, man? Because I think ESPN is responding. A lot of these companies are responding to that. Like, cancel culture is going back through your social media. Oh, you said this back in 2005, man. Cancel. You know what I'm saying? Some of it is legit. Like, it started off, I think, like breaking through Hollywood and like a lot of the misogynistic thoughts and a lot of the rape and things were happening. Get them cats out of there. But now we're talking about things that people said that, for lack of a better word, were more fitting for that time, and they've grown as times have changed. But you're punishing them for something that happened back then. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it is. Do you guys think cancel culture is going too far?
I feel like be an example of it. Go ahead. Yeah.
I feel like I kind of go back and forth on that. I agree that there needs to be some kind of balance and some kind of like room for growth. Like, we do need redemption stories. That's part of the human experience. But then I also be like, I'm not going to be more outraged at the canceling than like the behavior that got canceled. And I feel like we're not there as a society enough where, like, even what was going on as we're having this conversation, I know we're not talking about it this week, but like with the case, not even Deshaun Watson. This was Siobhan, whatever, the one who killed
Derek Chauvin.
Yeah. It's like even that's like there's a back and forth there. Like there's people who need to be convinced. There's people who don't believe or don't understand. Like what are we really fighting against, or what are people pushing back against? Like somebody had their knee on somebody's neck for 9 minutes and they died.
I think that's concrete though. Like in my book, that's concrete.
It's concrete to you, and that's the problem. There's a lot of people that it's not concrete.
It's not universal.
So I'm not there yet where like when I see things like that, it puts me in the context like I'm not ready to be like, I think there is some issues of like a little bit too heavy on the mic dropping, and this needs to be stopped and shut it down, and we don't want to have communication. But I feel like that's not as big as a problem yet as people not realizing like what's really going on and the problematic things that are going on when we talk about the Deshaun Watson, when we talk about, you know, the what you say his name is Siobhan something.
Derek Chauvin, yeah.
Derek Chauvin trial. Like it's I'm not as upset as cancel culture as I'm upset about the things that need to be canceled.
So you think the focus is on the wrong thing?
Yeah, I don't think there's so many people who's just like, oh my gosh, cancel culture is out of hand, but we still don't have enough people that's like unanimously being like, well, you know, that was wrong. Maybe we don't need to be so outraged, or we need to wait for the trial to finish, or like we could talk about what needs to be done where, but the fact that people can't all agree, maybe we shouldn't be killing people extrajudiciously like that. Like,
so you say like we're not out. We as a country haven't unilaterally said, hey, we shouldn't kill people, you know, because
not even there yet.
You know, we're not even there yet, and so therefore like,
but we
cancel
focus on
culture
Pepe Le Pew.
It's not even a priority right now.
Yeah.
You're just saying
we focus on Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, exactly. So my thing is like I always say these things are like a pendulum, and I feel like the pendulum is so way over there on like, well, we're just gonna kill people and be like, oh, whatever. So it's the shit coming back, and that's what the cancel culture is. Like, it's going in the other direction, and people are kind of nervous, like, oh, it's going too far that way. But the fact that we still gotta talk about like, should he not have killed a man? Like, obviously, no. Like, should he be allowed to do? You have experts, and the police chief said what he did was wrong, and the expert saying what he's doing wrong. They have a pulmonary expert saying what he's doing was wrong, and people are still like going back and forth on this.
I need more facts.
They need
I need more facts.
Like,
wait and see, dude.
When you talk about
bias,
like, when you talk about racial bias, and we got, you know, slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, redlining, and like things even to today about racial gaps, and people are just like, oh, blacks are always complaining. Like, it's just so much
dollars, man. It's
so much that need to be canceled. There's so many perspectives that need to be challenged. I'm not stressing over the cancel culture. It's on my radar though. I see it. I do see that sometimes we're a little bit like, we don't wait for the facts. Yeah. It's a lot of people rushing the answers, but it's there's a lot of things that have been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
See, I like what you said though. Like, I would prefer if it was like a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Because if you challenge something, I think you can get to the root of the issue. And we're just dealing with the symptoms.
Yeah.
It's cancel culture is reactionary. It's not getting to the source of what's causing these certain elements of things to happen. So, and when you said challenge, it struck something. It struck a chord with me.
So let's move on, man. We got something else that was kind of idiotic too that happened, man. There was a top 25 NBA players under 25. Someone in the back room with no input from nobody went in and made a list and posted it on ESPN.com. And then put it behind the paywall. See, this is how sneaky they were. They put it behind the paywall of ESPN Plus. So, and they think no one was gonna talk about it. Oh, we talking about it.
I think they might gonna repost it.
And if I had to pay in and see this, I'd be upset.
A waste of time.
I'm gonna give y'all this list, man, from 1 to 25, and y'all gonna tell me if this sounds like a solid list. We're ranking. Now this is a rank too, so this ain't even. It's not even like, oh, all of them are equal. This is ranking.
You posting it up, or you talking us through it?
I'm gonna talk y'all through it. Number 1, Luka Doncic. Number
Number
2.
1, JaVale McGee.
JaVale ain't even under 25.
Number 2, Zion Williamson. Number 3, LaMelo Ball.
Hold on, wait, pause. 1 second. How long has LaMelo played the whole season?
No, he like Zion. He gonna get Rookie of the Year.
No, I think LaMelo played more games than Zion at this point.
He did. However,
he has.
They say he has. This is top 25. Who got the most potential under 25? We ain't even touched it. This is not even. This is where it starts to get crazy. Donovan Mitchell, number 4. Jason Tatum, number 5. De'Aaron Fox, number 6. Ben Simmons, number 7. Devin Booker, number 8. Bam Adebayo, number 9. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, number 10. So this is the top 10. We ain't talking about any of the other players. I mean, I can list some highlights here. Trae Young is number 16. Michael Porter Jr. is number 14. Jamal Murray's number 13. Jaylen Brown's number 12.
Didn't John Morant win MVP of the season? Rookie of the year. My bad.
Yeah,
rookie of the year.
Yeah. Lonzo Ball is number 24. Not that matters.
Rookie of the year, number 15.
Didn't Jason Tatum lead a team to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Domantas Sabonis, who is basically averaging a double-double for 2 straight years, almost a triple-double, is number 18. Let me ask y'all, man, because see, I just want to get out the way. Does this list make sense to y'all?
No.
Is this sense?
Maybe if it was an unordered list, maybe.
If it was an unranked list, yeah.
They just take the number column out, just replace these guys. Maybe it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So we all agree this is a trash list, right?
Yeah. The order.
Yeah. So let me do this, man. Who do y'all want to take out off of this list, and who do y'all feel got overlooked on this list?
I don't know about taking out and putting in, but we could talk about the order of the list.
We can talk about the order too, man. Who should be up there that you feel is not or should be your top 5? Who give me your top 5? Let's just order it.
Let me look at it.
If I had to not, just based on how I see this, I ain't even gonna do top 5. We got to do top 5. We doing top 5.
You can do top 5, man. Come on, don't. And I know
do what you can.
It take you a long time to do.
Well, you asked one question first, and my mind was already on it. So the top 5. I go to top 5.
Kurt wanted to deviate, man. He's writing his scrapbook.
You know I got it.
Because Zion was coming off number 2.
Oh yeah, he definitely.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Not that he don't deserve to be on the list, but come on, number 2. You've been injured. We watch it.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me give y'all my number 1.
All
right. So number 1, it should not be Luka. It should not be Zion. It shouldn't be anyone up there, probably in the top 10. I'm gonna start with Domantas Sabonis. You know why? Because this dude is freaking averaging for 2 straight years, like 25 and 10 or something like that. Why do we have him so far down here? And then Michael Porter Jr. I'm not even gonna put number 2, but Michael Jordan 2 should not be down there. I would put Jason Tatum down at number 2, considering that he's been to multiple freaking NBA playoffs and led teams and hit big game winners, and only is ascending. Like, why are we what are we doing? Number 3, I'll put D Mitch. Because, bro, he reminds me of baby D Wade. Like, the dude knows when, and he's even gotten better. Like, he knows when to close now. He knows when to turn it up. He knows when to kind of be the dude. So the last game I saw him play was against the Phoenix Suns, and he even beat. I mean, they lost the game, but it's because of Chris Paul. Chris Paul won that game for them.
I mean, Booker was doing his thing too.
Yeah, but there was a lot of things, but but I'm just saying, like, the head-to-head, Devin Booker versus D Mitch. D Mitch won that battle. I mean, it wasn't that Devin Booker sucked. It was just that, like, Donovan Mitch is.
You felt so?
I felt, because I want to say he had like 40. I think he had 40 points.
I think he had a 40-point game, but
and then like a lot of the last shots that Devin Booker shot, he missed in the fourth quarter. He missed the layup, and he missed that last second shot, that jump shot, where Donovan Mitchell was guarding him. And Donovan Mitchell hit that.
But Donovan Mitchell missed one prior to, so it's like, they bad timing.
Yeah, but I'm like, D Mitch. So that's what number 3. I put Luka at number 4. I mean, I'm not mad at Luka. Like, I think Luka should be up there, but he should be number 1. And then number 5, man, you can give Jamal Murray. You can do Devin Booker if you want to. I don't see anything. Devin Booker is a good scorer on a bad team.
Jamal Murray on? Oh, he on there.
He on there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
number 13. Yikes.
13. Yeah, this is a weird list. I'm gonna just say that. Like, I don't know about top 5 because it's hard. It's so much young talent, especially when they start talking about potential. I would put Zion in my top 5 just because no one can stop him. So until someone can stop him, I mean, he's gonna be up there. He kind of just stopped himself.
But is he number 2 though?
Sometimes. I'm just saying, if you can't be stopped, if you just give me a player and you said I can't stop you, so his potential is showing me that he's gonna dominate until they start stopping him, and then when they start stopping him, then I'll see something different. But at this point, his dominance is what it just looks a bit easy sometimes for him. Whereas like, nah, y'all should tighten up on that. This guy's a young dude playing for the first year. Y'all move y'all feet, but this big white dude still find a way to drop his shoulder and get around you without getting charges. And if he maintains the ability to do that, it'll be hard. I see them being able to stop him though. I seen people being able to take charges from him. Predicting his moves, but every now and again, when I see that he's gonna get a charge, he do this quick dribble and somehow dodges it. And they keep talking about how he used to be a point guard too, but this is way back in youth league though, so I don't know if that really is a good reference. But it just says that maybe he has a little bit of ball handle too. I don't know. So I'll put him in my top 5, but maybe not number 2 though, because I think Luka,
you didn't think Ben Simmons deserved the top 5 spot, Chris, because of the shooting or what?
Luka?
No, Ben Simmons.
Oh, Ben Simmons. Oh yeah, because Ben Simmons has been in the league for a while, and if anything, they've regressed. Now he may have the right, I guess, point guard whisperer or, player whisperer in Doc Rivers, but like the dude still is afraid to shoot jump shots. I mean, he plays good D. He has good vision. He's tall. He's athletic, but I don't. When is the jump shot going to come? To me, that seemed like his potential tapped out. Like, this is what he's going to be. Yeah. So, but go ahead. How
y'all feel about Gary Trent Jr.?
I don't know much about him yet.
Gary Trent Jr. from Utah.
Nah, I think he's on.
Nah, he's with the Toronto Raptors now.
Toronto. He got traded.
That's who Portland traded. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, man, I know I saw the name. I don't remember.
With the little braids coming along in the front of his head.
Yeah.
Not braids, but dread.
I don't know if he could break this list, man.
You did your top. You did your top 5 already, Kev?
No, I didn't really. Top 5 is hard for me, so it's like.
Yeah. He just who he really likes.
If you need some time, I just scribbled my top 5.
Oh,
what's your top 5? Let me hear that, Alibi.
All right, so.
Oh, this gonna be trash.
They come a hater already. All right, so. Kev, I hear what you're saying about Zion, unstoppable, right? But Luka took a whole Mavs team on his back to the playoffs and almost destroyed the Clippers team. The Clippers team, mind you, last year we said are title favorites.
Talk to that
Everybody
guy.
Was, huh?
he's the Luka hater right here. I'll put Luka way up there.
So,
talk to that guy.
Nah. I can't. I'm looking at everybody else. I can't. Luka just makes pass, he can dribble, you get to the hole, right? So my number 2 is gonna be Tatum. Same thing. Eastern Conference Finals. He plays D. He rebounds. Only reason I'm not putting him above Luka, offensively, I still think Luka's ceiling is higher than Tatum's. But Tatum is bad, right? Same thing with D. Mitch. Outside of him, when he first got there and went to the playoffs, there was no other offensive weapon. Period.
Oh yeah.
I like old man Joe. I like Joe. I respect Joe Ingles. I like Rudy. Rudy defense. You come into the hole, you don't want to meet Rudy. But offense, it was all through D. Mitch, and he came in first year handling business, man.
Yep.
I gotta put Shai Gilgeous-Alexander because that Clippers team prior to acquiring him getting there went to the playoffs. Shai ball. So much so that he was a key piece in the trade to get Kawhi Leonard and to get Paul George free. Oklahoma's like, no, give us him. The dude is so good. A whole organization had to shut him down because, hey, bro, you're making us win too many games. We want to tank. So you're going to have these phantom injuries,
Hey, today your back broke.
Yeah, on the
And-
Wizards.
toenail.
Yeah, on the Wizards now.
No, he's okay.
Nah, he's with OKC.
He's still balling though.
He's
still
still
balling.
so much so that his own team has to stop him with these injuries. That number 5 one was hard. I bounced between Zion and Bam, but Bam did go to the championship. However, when Jimmy was injured and Bam was healthy this season, Miami struggled. And New Orleans, I don't know what's going on with them. You can't stop Zion, but the team is just so. It's between Zion, Bam, and I got it, Ja. He took Memphis from nothing to the play-in.
Yep.
Rookie year.
And we would have won if it wasn't for them
Meddling
kids.
Woulda.
So that's the 5 spot is open to me. It could be if you could say 5 Zion, Bam, or Ja, I'll be cool with that.
I'll say Zion or Ja.
Yeah.
And then and Bam.
You got some ES. Did you already do yours?
Nah, I ain't do mine. Y'all want me to go?
I mean, go ahead, man.
I'm-
You
I
all
went-
heat.
I went nah. For the same reasons that you mentioned, I put Luka at number 1. He's the helm of the team, young player, carrying it, doing it all. A lot of skill player. I put Jason Tatum as number 2. The work they did to get to the Eastern Conference Finals and barely lose to LeBron James. They almost made it. That was a breakout season for them. They've been wishy-washy, but his play's been pretty consistent. I put number 3, Brandon Ingram. I like him a lot as a player. I see his skill set. I know he hasn't gone too far, with the various situations he's been in, but I don't think it's because his lack of talent, and he's been, progressing. He's not like shot up in any kind of way, but I like his play and I like where he's been going.
Yeah.
Early pick for me. Oh, wait, actually, I'm gonna switch this order up. I'm putting number 4, Trae Young, doing his thing.
Yeah.
He's a talented player, shooting from far. He can get in, he can penetrate. Nice skill set, great shooter, a lot of heart.
Yeah.
I'm buying on LaMelo. LaMelo made the list for me. I'm put him in number 5.
Top 5?
Yeah,
Okay.
put him in top 5. A breakout season, rookie. He was in the running for rookie of the year.
I mean, I hear that.
No, I could.
No,
The same way you do. Hold on. Rookie of the year got him to throw Ja in there, and he has a lot of help, so it's hard to give him that, as much weight as Ja got to bring them there. But they're in the playoffs, and a lot of that was from his production. He was doing triple doubles. He's out there producing. If we're talking about potential, this list is based off potential now.
That's
the
fine.
thing, man.
That's fair.
That potential thing is tough.
That's
Are we sure that
I would put Ja way up there. Like, I would put Ja right now.
He's up there.
Over LaMelo Ball. Maybe over LaMelo
Yeah,
Ball. Not
I
because
can
of
see
yeah.
Because of potential?
No argument there.
Or
Yeah,
because
because of
of skills?
potential. Potential. Like, I can see
either
LaMelo
one.
Ball's
Potential's
skill
hard
right
to
now
get.
very high. I feel like LaMelo may be showing more diverse skills sets with respect to the overall game.
Mhm.
But man, Ja is stupid.
But how old is LaMelo though?
The Melo's like
I'm not
19.
sure.
How old is Ja?
I'm like
This
20.
dude is a youngin.
Like this, like they've only been like Ja came in last year. LaMelo came in this year. That's it.
Well,
That's it.
he skipped college and everything, so he's young.
Yeah, so he probably just came in
Melo,
at like
man.
19.
This coming from the same
He
dude.
might have came in younger.
This coming from
LaMelo?
the same dude that didn't want to do
Yeah.
the MVP talk because he said, "Oh, it's too soon in the season."
Oh yeah,
LaMelo
It's potential.
played like
He's
3
potential.
games.
It's potential.
He's already saying he's above D Mitch. I just want to point that
Okay,
out.
thank you. No,
Oh, you
It's
didn't put D Mitch
potential.
in there.
I like D Mitch, man.
but he
Okay.
put it. No, he ain't top
There's a lot
five.
of-
though.
look,
I can understand. I
top
can understand. Potential D Mitch closer to where he's gonna be. Maybe.
Yeah,
So maybe that's why.
me personally, I would have put Jamal Murray over D Mitch. That's just how I
Jamal
feel
Murray.
about Jamal Murray. I really like Jamal Murray.
I like Jamal Murray too.
So
It's a tough league right now.
and I'm gonna go and throw in there because I'm a Heat
Bam.
lover.
Alright.
This is after the
Tyler
5.
Hero?
No, Tyler Hero. How he ain't?
I
made
know.
this
That's what I said.
Oh yeah. Also,
How you-
Jaren. Go ahead. no,
Jared
go ahead.
Allen. Jared Allen. is
No, I
on
was
the
saying
list.
Jaren Jackson, but go ahead. I'll let you.
Oh,
I'll let you-
Jaren Jackson should be on the list, but how Tyler Hero ain't make this list, man? Come on.
I'm
I
not
agree.
sure.
You know, I would
I'm not
take
sure.
out Michael Porter Jr. honestly and put Tyler Hero in because Porter
Ah,
might be gifted, but he's just injury prone, man. And I think that's to account for something. If you can't, if your body wants to reach your
yes.
potential,
for sure.
You know?
Yeah, most
Yeah.
def.
But I'm just saying, like, we talked about like getting to the playoffs, and sure, Tyler Hero, he was a part of that because he was in the running for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
But in the playoffs,
Yeah.
balling.
for a rookie to come in and turn it on like that,
Bro, he
That's
never turned off. The dude was doing that
Yeah.
all season.
yeah.
They
But I'm
didn't
just
know
saying, like,
about
a lot of rookies come into the playoffs and don't really
They don't
can
live up
affect the
to it.
game
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
He was just
Mhm.
playing fearless, making big plays. So
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, man.
I don't know how.
I think on Reg's list, man, he'll put Lonzo Ball above D Mitch. Too,
I mean,
man.
yeah.
No,
Colin
hell no.
Sexton.
Yeah.
No. I think Lonzo's very appropriately placed on his list.
No, he's
I would've-
appropriate.
he
He's
would-
not appropriately. He needs to be
No,
off the
D-Mitch.
list. Why is he on
I
this
would have put
list?
Tyler Hero over Lonzo at this point.
I would put,
Like, and I like Lonzo, but
Yeah,
at
I
this
see
point,
that.
bro. Lonzo does not deserve to be on this list. There's 25 players who are under 25 better than him.
I take.
There are 25 players under 25 better than him. I'm sorry.
no, that's just to say they're not on the
I
list.
mean,
That
he's
makes sense.
24, so I mean, Chris, he ain't saying that. It's hot. It's hot, but it's
No, I mean, like, he's saying he don't belong on this list. Literally,
don't
there's
belong on
25
yeah. So
other
like
players.
two spots. He just need to get
yeah.
kicked out 2 spots.
But that's why I say he was
just need to come up with
appropriately
2 more
placed.
That's true.
names.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're right. No, I take the hot
Kev,
take.
At
I'll
first,
take-
it sounded like
dissect
you were
it.
saying there was another 25 players before.
Yeah, that's what I
Lonzo.
thought.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought you were saying.
Yeah.
At
Oh,
first.
no.
There's
Like,
already
he's
like
not
22
top
there.
50. Like, he's not top 50 under
He's
25.
probably top 50
Oh,
for sure.
man. He probably top 50. Hey, yeah.
Hey,
He
at
definitely
risk of
will.
being a fanboy right now, right? Where James Wiseman at? I don't know if y'all been watching, but
Yo, James, his confidence is shot, bruh. Like,
you're
I
right.
think,
But potential
yeah.
though. You're right. He is shaky right now on the confidence. I see him doing funny things every day. Sometimes he rushes it. I can see the immaturity in his game. Put it that way. His game is very immature.
But it's like he was playing better earlier in the season, and then
He
something.
was. When he started off, he was playing like in the flow, in the zone, and then
Yeah.
like Chris maybe just said, maybe now is overthinking things or whatever the case. Something has changed from the beginning of the season to now. But I still saw the potential then, so I say maybe it can spark
Hey,
back
man,
up again.
Draymond
Let's
did
see.
this to him.
That'll do it.
Draymond said, "Let me tell you what I said to KD."
Let's go ahead and sign off, man. Alibi, man. You got something, man? You look like you tired.
I don't know what the episode was about anymore. Like, what was the episode about?
This episode is titled "The Episode About Nothing." Thank y'all for watching. This is your boy ESPN. Tell us what y'all think about the topics we touched on today. What y'all thought about that trash list. Tell us what y'all think about what was going on with your boy Paul Pierce. Was he out of line? Was Disney out of line? Was ESPN out of line? And our first topic, Michael Rappaport. Let's not talk about him anymore.
Yeah.
No.
That's where I'm at.
We can remove him from all the lexicon of our platform. You okay, man? Are you frozen, Alibi? Is he frozen?
Oh, he is frozen with that
He
The
is
face.
fool is frozen. I was like, why is he smiling like this the whole time?
A big smile, man. He's happy right now.
Soul is happy right now.
Like he just ate a
Very
pair of
joyous.
ribs. Oh man. Okay.
Signing off.
Yeah, man.
I guess he signed off before the sign off.
Yeah,
That's okay,
it's all
man.
good.
We appreciate
Kev,
y'all
man, you got
staying with us.
something, man.
Appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. Comment, like, subscribe. We out here.
Yeah, man. If you liked it, I don't know if you're gonna like this one, man. But if y'all liked it, man, hey, yo, we appreciate it, man. Again, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, all that jazz. And on a note, man, we'll let everyone go, man. Y'all have a good evening, man. Y'all take care.